Good day. I'm doing a put back on track video because recently I was looking at some of my last few emails and text messages and I'm like, what the fuck was I like, they weren't even in brackets. Usually I'll put whatever I say if it's a casual thing in brackets, and it wasn't even in brackets. I'm like, what the fuck? And I realized, I'm like, oh, okay, I can comprehend and understand what I was trying to say, but what I was typing didn't make any sense with what I was trying to convey. And I'm like, wow, I wonder how other people view me. But I have a reason for, I'm about to explain the reason for why that's happening, because I know it's not just happening with me. And it's pretty massive. And I just want to say that I am grateful for people all around the world, whether they're on social media or other places and points in time and space, that are also tracking with what's like the massive problem of like this machine of like people thinking they can do whatever they want, and it's just they didn't integrate a shut off button or a stop button or a cease action button. Like, it's really weird. This is my Blue Star Kachina, which I'll make another video about because that's a whole new cool thing that's I'm going to be mentioning coming up in regards to colors and frequencies and what the events that are about to take place for this equinox. I want to talk a little bit about Project Oracle though. First, and I'm going to play you a video, but first things first, let's get back to the facts and the truth. The U.S., the United States corporation, because the U.S. is separate and different from America. America is a continent and a landmass, and there was an empire that was here, like the people, and there is that before the United States was formulated. But the U.S. ceased to exist and came out of its third and final international bankruptcy in 1999. And the states had 3 years to reconstitute and substantiate themselves as states correctly, utilizing correct sentence structure, or quantum grammar, or just in general. They didn't even recognize the timelines, and they all failed to do that. So the United States, after 1999, and then 3 years after, they ceased to exist as they did. Right now, all you're seeing is rogue government, rogue entities, and people just playing off in their own little delusional timelines with that. So obviously that was how many years ago now? So now we're here in essentially like what we would consider World War III, but which is another thing. I don't know how the way that Iran set up its like war game weapons, not war game, but its weapons and technology, absolutely the most miraculous, astounding warfare. Like, it's amazing what they've done, because what they did is they essentially, every move that the supposedly United States or any sort of enemy would make towards them, it essentially reflects back a move and just does the same thing. So essentially what they're doing with Iran's infrastructure and their technology and some of their drones and their missiles is like, if you have let's say I'm part of the bullshit US and I wanted to strike one of Iran's things. I'm not striking them because I love Iran or I love myself. I'm striking them out of greed and whatever. And the way that Iran's set up, it's like literally like it's like a program. The way that they set that up is it initiates a response to essentially, and electromagnetically, like Iran has very old, the old ancient Persian Empire, just very old, very real technology of like of chemistry and alchemy, and it's amazing. It's pretty crazy that what's going on over there. Anyways, there's that. But with Project Oracle, I've been working well, everybody's working. If you're alive right now and if you have a birth certificate number or a social security number, or you got snatched up at birth and they slapped a number on you, you're working constantly because you're on the infrastructure and a part of that system. If you have a number of any sorts, if you have a DOD number, if you have a tax number, you're part of the system. And the reason I found that out is because Project Oracle, it's a well, now it's an AI-driven evaluation engine, but it started in the 1970s by the CIA as a database company. It was a project, it was a CIA project because they needed a relational database that could handle massive amounts of data. And I think it was like Reconstruction and bought up, and I don't know if Larry, I can't remember his name, some billionaire or millionaire or whatever, he perfected it, and I don't know if he sold it. The CIA can just tap into it whenever it wants, but it's a database company. It manages and stores access data, supply chain information, cloud software it sells cloud computing, and obviously anything to do with clouds. It can go intercontinentally, globally, essentially. It does not yet use quantum computers, but it's wanting to. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm here talking about this right now, is because once it gets to the quantum computers, then I don't know, it could go one of two ways. It could go to the best degree possibly my way, where I can control everything at that point and be like, all right, just I wave my hand this way and all the data and whatever goes that way and it does whatever I need it to do. Or it could go a complete opposite direction, cause total chaos, and just continue on its pathway of like, and I don't even think it'll do that, because there's intelligence involved on the planet Earth, and you can see this over in Iran right now in the different land masses. Is like, whenever there's some sort of like ultimate destruction module, Mama Terra has it will go through, and that intelligence will go through people and different systems to just be like, no, you're being stupid, stop doing that. But with Project Oracle, so if this started in the 70s, it's got all that data on not only like the different corporations, but because you're considered a corporation, you have a number, you are put up in the global stock market, your birth certificate number was sent to the state, and the state uses that to sell to the banks, and it gives them the amount of money, and then the government uses that amount of money to run its economics. That's the whole reason the government is running, because it utilizes its stock, which is made up of people. That's why fucking they wanted more. My thoughts and they go so fast. It's hard for me to like even just. So, but there's a lot of with that going on. It's all kind of connected to that Project Oracle, and there's like a few other companies that are involved with that, but Project Oracle is the biggest one, and it's also AI driven. And there's a lot of interference, and there's a lot of databases that are trying to go up, and here even in Florida, it's just not going to work, because those databases need to cool themselves. They need large amounts of water. And because women hold more water, because we have more estrogen, because we have our menstrual cycle every month, like that affects women more, and then it's going to eventually affect men. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, it's fucking nuts. There's already severe droughts going on, and they're already calculating that, at least here where I'm at in Florida, like the water, the drinking water available, we're already at a level 3 of like, and it's already cycling through that much water, and they want to set up more databases to cool. Like, it's just pretty fucking nuts. And then I got that information from somebody who is in Alaska and monitoring that situation over there. Like, it's just insane. And then, like I said, none of this should be going on right now. They have no authorization to be doing anything. Here, I'm gonna play this video for you because this is the true Commander-in-Chief. He was the one who captured the flag in 1999 to set the venue so that contracts in the Title IV flag venue, true Americans, can actually conduct business correctly by identifying fact on paperwork when setting up contracts. And he's the true Commander-in-Chief because he was the Postmaster General, true Commander-in-Chief, and bearer and owner of the Title IV flag. And this is one of his, I'm gonna play you a little clip, one of his recent videos about how the flag, the Title IV flag, is to not be draped over the caskets of the unfortunately, the dead soldiers and service members coming back, because he did not authorize the war and whatever's going on in Iran right now. But this is his latest video. Russell J. Gould. You can look it up on YouTube. Let's play a little clip.
The white man's world, which, you know, Christopher Columbus was not the first white man to come to the North American continent, though he was part of setting up the post roads and setting up a merchant sea lanes for commerce, though he was bankrupt, and bankrupt people can't capture sovereign tribes. But the tribes themselves were controlled by the clans mothers. And the reason why they're controlled by the clans mothers, and please do your own search on this, the entire world was governed and ran through ecclesiastical polity for territorial rights through your tribes. And different tribes had different races within them. The treaties themselves controlled the bloodlines for the specific geographic locations throughout the world. And the natives on the North American continent were controlled by the Canes of Authority Treaty, the Wampum Belt Treaty, and the Peace Pipe Treaty. In the geographic location of Asians and Minor Asia, they were controlled by the Treaty of Troy of Palladium. The blacks, the Arabs, and the Israelites were controlled by the Treaty of the Seal of Solomon. And the Saxons, the Anglo-Saxons, the Cleopatra tribes, and the white tribes, they were controlled by the Treaty of Noah's Ark. And no, that is not a boat. Each civilization was controlled on the world and governed through the 6 aboriginal treaties of their locations. They called that at the time international laws. And in those, they held territorial rights within the boundaries of the parameters of their treaty locations. Through the descendants come through their birthing canals of the female. And that's why the clans mothers were so valuable, and still are to this day. The clans mothers, and please do your own search on some of their duties, the clans mothers were always the first female born in a family. And if they carried on and learned the stories and the rites and the ceremonial functions, they would advance and move into their governance position, and they were the law. I'd like to back up a little bit. For those of you who know about the quantum grammar and the value of what makes a fact, using preset facts, the prepositional phrase, the world of fiction had never seen a female energy as a fact when I first started off 30 years ago. And because of the ailing by the Jesuits and the trickery by the Jesuit orders and the Knights Templars and the different sects around the world, secret society functions, they were capturing the essence of the female and taking control. The man was trying to take control of the female rights.
Yeah.
As it would colonize locations.
Yeah, and obviously that's still going on. I don't even want to. I'm actually the firstborn female or the firstborn in my family. And my family's, yeah, my bloodline's pretty fascinating on both my mother and my father's side. And then even on the matriarchy side, the first direct descendant on the matriarchy, she was a tinker. And the tinkers were involved over by the Windsor Castle. They weren't in the Windsor Castle, but they were around it. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, well, fuck, maybe I am a Draculan. But I definitely check that out. I love Chief. He is who he says he is, and he captured the flag in the timelines. There's some things that I have problems with in regards to his venue or who he contracts with, but he's a pure heart, and I believe he's a good person. And I would follow him. Like I said, there's other things going on that I'm not really happy about, but you know, time will tell. Time reveals all things, doesn't it? Anyways, just watch out for Project Oracle, the databases, and just kind of, this is like a little kind of grounding kind of base layout of like where we're at, at least where I'm at, and like overviewing a lot of things going on. And I don't know, I guess if people are into human design, I'm an emotional projector. So I'm here to like guide consciousness, but everybody just wants to attack me or like really just, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Like there's this narcissistic vein in there that's just like, well, you shouldn't do this. Why aren't you? Like it's just picky. Like, I don't know. So I don't want to get involved with that, but anyways, that's something to look out for. So hopefully next time I'll talk about the blue star Kachina and the red star Kachina and how that's going to play out in a couple weeks. So peace out.